2021. So let's talk about SMART goal setting, okay? SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and they are timely. And I want to hit on each one of those. So as you come to tomorrow's conversation, you have a little more clarity around what your SMART goals are for the next 4 months. So let's start with specific. What do you want to do, or what do you want to accomplish? One of the tools that we're going to be using tomorrow is something called a GPS 135. GPS stands for Goal, Priorities, and Strategies. And when we have a conversation, give you an opportunity to see a couple of your fellow members in the mastermind talk about how they went about setting their goals, how they got specific in terms of what they wanted to reach during the next 4 months, as well as throughout 2021. So we're going to get really specific about what it is that you want to achieve. And that specific goal is measurable. We're going to use either transactions or GCI or a net income that you want to earn during the next 4 to 12 months. And we're going to make sure that it is achievable, that is in your power to accomplish it. I think one of the challenges that we have when it comes to achieving goals is that we create these large goals for ourselves. And most times, if it's a non-SMART goal, what happens is that we set goals that are not everything that we need to have to be able to achieve that goal is not within our power. So we've got to be very specific and measurable, but we also have to be in a right frame mind to make sure that we have everything within our power to achieve the specific and measurable. One of the other, I think, challenges that people have with regards to setting goals is they don't set realistic goals. I find that when most of my coaching clients started with me, usually set a goal, an annual 16 to 24 transactions. And we began to build a foundation for what it would take for you to be able to achieve those 16 to 24 transactions over the course of a year. So unless you're someone that has already done 26 transactions, I'm not going to encourage you to set a goal of 50 to 52 transactions in 2021. That's not me being Debbie Downer. It's more so I want to make sure that we are setting goals that are healthy. We are setting goals that are within your power to accomplish, and giving you an opportunity to grow into the person that you need to become to set those higher goals, because it's not about the goal, it's about the person that you must become to achieve that goal. So your goals should match who you are and who you are growing into. And this mastermind that we're going to have over the next 4 months is going to help you become that person to be able to achieve those 26, 36, 42, 50 transactions in a year. And then timely. We've got to put a time on when we want to achieve those goals. So when we talk tomorrow, we will set goals for the next 90 to 120 days. And we will talk about how to get to our SMART goals for 2021. And so we're going to make sure that we meet all of the criteria related to SMART goals in the goal that you set after we have our conversation tomorrow. All right. I don't believe that you can set a SMART goal until you have all the things that you need to have to set that goal. And when it comes to setting financial goals, it is extremely difficult for you to set a financial goal if you do not know the money that you need to maintain a certain lifestyle that you have, or to achieve a lifestyle that you want to experience on a day-to-day basis, all right? So one of the things that we talk about consistently with my clients is the 3 pots of money. One is a lifestyle pot or a household pot that keeps the household running, the lights are not going off, people are not calling you for money, the bills are paid, people are fed, and you have a sense of security when it comes to the finances that are in your household. It might not necessarily be in abundance, but at least you know that nobody's coming to take anything from you. And then I like to move over to the right side of this slide and talk about debt payoff. Everybody should have a debt payoff plan. And if you do not have a bucket of money that you're looking to earn to help you eliminate debt, then I know that your goals are incomplete from a financial standpoint. So we're going to make sure that we have a conversation around debt payoff. And one of the things I would encourage you all is to look at all of your debts, the things that you're paying on a monthly basis, not necessarily the lifestyle income where you're paying monthly bills to utilities or food or your mortgage or rent. That's different from the debt payoff, that we should have a number that we have set aside every month to eliminate debt so that we can see a significant deduction or reduction in our debt by the end of 2021 for those of us that do have debt. And then an investment bucket, because one of the books I'm going to recommend to you guys is called The Cash Flow Quadrant, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it's important for us to begin to put money aside for investments because uh, being self-employed, yes, we do have more control over our time, but we do not have control over how our money exponentially grows. So we're basically trading time for money versus when we invest, when we own businesses, we can have the money work for us. So the thought process is to have multiple buckets and each dollar is assigned a job and we need to hold each dollar accountable to do the job it's supposed to do. All right. So here is a whiteboard exercise that I did with Ashley. Ashley is one of the members of the Mastermind. And we actually drew on the board the boxes that I was talking about, the different buckets of money where we have dollars that we need to hold those dollars accountable to as we're pouring into each one of them and making sure that they're doing their job, okay? So what we're going to talk about tomorrow is having an operational account and how we receive those funds because we are running a business and making sure that we're setting aside money for our taxes, we're setting money aside for reserves for the business, and then taking income in to the household where we begin to save and have an emergency fund, which by the way, everybody should have an emergency fund of $1,000. One of the things I would encourage you is don't put that $1,000 all in one place. Some of it should be cash. Some of it should be in an account. You need to make sure that you have access to $1,000 just in case something of an emergency occurs and you have access to that cash. All right. And that's Dave Ramsey. That's not David Patterson. So I would definitely do some research on Dave Ramsey and some of the 7 basic steps to get financially secure. All right. And so what you see here are some of the different buckets that we'll talk about a little more in depth tomorrow. The reason why I wanted to have this conversation before we got together tomorrow is because I want you to go and look at your checking accounts that you have for 2020. I want you to look at the bills that have been coming out consistently and begin to create a budget of some kind, a budget so that you understand the monthly things that are coming out consistently, right? So that's going to represent the lifestyle piece. Knowing that this is the amount of money that I've got to make on a consistent basis to pay all the bills in the household. And once you have that, then we can start working on the debt box, the investment box, and all the other boxes that you want to have to pour into so that you can become become better in your finances as we get to the end of 2021. Okay, so just something really simple for you as an exercise. So let me review. Go through your checking account for the year, or at least the last 4 months, to see what are some of the consistent bills that are coming out that's impacting your lifestyle, so that we know that we have that box of money that we need to make. You need to come up with your debt number. So look at all your credit cards, see what your balances are on the credit cards. If you want to pay off a car, if there's other things that you want to take care of during 2021, you can do that as well. We want to make sure that we have all the numbers in front of us for us to set smart goals, achievable goals, realistic goals, and goals that's going to make you feel like that you've achieved something at the end of 2021. Okay. So you have any questions, reach out to me, David at dp3consulting.com. You guys should have my email address. Don't put a whole lot of pressure on yourself with regards to doing this exercise. I just want you guys to have an idea of the amount of money that you all should be attempting to make over the next 4 to 16 months. Okay. I'm really looking forward to our first session. And thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to join you on this journey. Okay. Take care. God bless.